A very good afternoon, welcome along to round 9 of the 2025 ABB FIA Formula E World Championship. We are back in Tokyo once again for the second of a double-header weekend. 24 hours ago, we saw a dramatic race in drying conditions, which culminated in Stoffel Vandoorne taking his first victory in 3 years in Formula E. 24 hours later, the complexion is completely different. 28 degrees track temperature, 24 degrees in the air, but it is very humid, quite overcast, and it is going to be very hot and sticky down there on the tarmac ahead of the E-Prix this afternoon. Here is how it lines up. You've got Sam Bird in 10th place. That's only his second top 10 start of season 11. He's had no points since Jeddah. His teammate Taylor Barnard alongside for Neon McLaren, making it an all-Neon McLaren Row 5. He was on the podium here yesterday. Norman Nato was in the wall at the quarterfinal stages of qualifying, I should say. He'll be hoping for some forward progress, whilst Acosta seeks his first podium since Miami. He's second in the championship, but 63 points adrift. Degrassi, his season best qualifying for Lola Yamaha apt. And then Mortara, he was sixth yesterday and lines up one place ahead in P5 this afternoon. Jean-Eric Vergne fourth on the grid for a second successive Formula E weekend. His last podium in Formula E was back in Portland last year. Verline pointless yesterday, and he will be hoping for progress for his first top 3 start for the first time since Jeddah. Dan Ticktum, his best ever qualifying in Formula E, his first time on the front row in his 57th start, but it is Oliver Rowland, the championship leader, a 10th career pole position, his third time starting from pole in all 3 Tokyo E-Prix. He is 63 points clear in the Drivers' Championship. The green flag is waved at the back. It is all eyes on the lights as Formula E takes over in Tokyo. Lights out and we're underway. Away from the start and a good launch there for Oliver Rowland. He chops over on Dan Ticktum. Look though at the Porsche of Pascal Verline coming through on the outside, 3 abreast down in towards T1. Ticktum trying to firm it around the outside through turn 2. Can he get the better of Verline, or is Verline going to come through? Very close quarters between the two. Rowland's managed to keep hold of the lead into turn 4. Still side by side we are for second place, and Ticktum does manage to stay ahead of Pascal Verline. Tries to challenge for the lead against Oliver Rowland, but the door was very firmly shut. Look at this, a smorgasbord of drivers at the start of lap 7, all of whom are going into attack mode. Everybody but leader Oliver Rowland into attack mode then in the top 10. Yeah, this is working nicely here for Ticktum. He goes to the inside for the race lead, down to the first corner. Dan Ticktum leads for Cupra Kiro. And fantastic overtake there down into turn 1. Verline looking for the outside here, again into turn 15. That's what Barnard did last time around to Oliver Rowland. He managed to make it stick through there on the exit, and now we see Verline getting great traction out of the corner, going through and up into second.
Full course yellow.
Full course yellow then, that's for debris on the circuit. You can see a bit of what looks like front wing presumably there, so that means the drivers are going to have to slow right down here. Da Costa's in the pit lane here as well, so problems for Antonio Felix da Costa. That's a huge shame for him. Let's work out what happened as we ride on board with him. So we are coming down into the braking zone, and that's when the full course yellow happened.
So attack situation, all 3 cars ahead of you have 4 minutes left. Almost everyone behind has 4 minutes left, apart from Mortara, 6 minutes remaining. Mortara only car with 6 minutes remaining.
So Rowland's in a bit of an interesting position here, because of course he wants to lose as few positions as he can when he does attack mode, so he doesn't have to spend more energy and more time cycling through the rest of the pack.
Check in.
Pascal Verline has taken the lead of the race. Pascal has jumped past Dan Ticktum.
Yeah, and he's got a half-second advantage over Dan Ticktum. Dennis on the inside of Rowland into turn 15, gets the move done. That was clean and clinical and absolutely brilliant. Went from the outside to the inside. The Andretti through and now into the top 5. It's all or nothing time for Oliver Rowland. He's going to throw everything at this one. Let's see how quickly he can depose of Jake Dennis. Down the start-finish straight we go. 50 kilowatts and all-wheel drive is no match for the Andretti, and now it's 4th place at the start of lap 23.
He went very deep into turn 1. The problem is he might overheat his tyres when he's pushing this hard. He's sliding a lot, but he's a bit desperate.
Look at this, top 3 going through to attack mode. Where does Rowland go through? He comes out in 2nd place. Verline retains the lead there, so that's worked out beautifully for Pascal Verline. And for the TAC Heuer Porsche team, Ticktum in 3rd position, and now you've got a bit of a stalemate.
So mode 1, race echo, drive to beep.
It's going to be the exit of this corner. Exit of turn 15 is Oliver's only chance. Is he going to be able to line it up? He's looking good, he's looking good.
Wehrlein defends, but now is the opportunity with the extra traction and power. Wehrlein tries to push Rowland to the outside, but Rowland goes through and into the race lead for Nissan here in Tokyo, to the delight of the crowd in Japan. Oliver Rowland is the lead. He comes to the end of attack mode. Now he's got track position. Can he hold the lead over the remaining 5 laps of this race? Let's see how Tictum can play this one. He'll know that he's got more energy. They'll be able to see that, but Barnard's ready to try and spoil the British Drivers' Party. He's going to have the inside line on the switchback, and Barnard goes through on Dan Tictum for 3rd place.
Unbelievable move. Where did that come from?
Around the outside. So Tictum had to slow down a little bit, and then Barnard went around the outside, and he was inside for the next corner. Brilliant.
That was fantastic, but look at Wehrlein challenging Oliver Rowland down into the chicane, side by side, contact between the two. They managed to somehow exit the corner in the same positions that they entered, but Wehrlein trying to get aggressive on Oliver Rowland for the race lead. This is going to be an absolute corker of an end to this one. Barnard looking for the inside, trying to challenge for the outside. Here comes Tictum looking for the inside line against Taylor Barnard. Into the final chicane, it's going to bottleneck up, nearly 3 abreast. Tictum going for the outside on Pascal Wehrlein. Doesn't manage to make it stick, but does get ahead of Taylor Barnard for 3rd place. Down the start-finish straight we go. Tictum through for 2nd. Down into turn 1, Mortara on Barnard as well. This is getting frantic, fast and frenetic somehow. And now Dennis, look at this as well on Mortara, challenging for positions. What a race this is turning out to be. It's Rowland in front of Wehrlein. Tictum now through into 3rd. Dennis on the inside of Mortara. Carbon fibre crashed and Damage there for... Oh, Barnard's in the wall! And this is where it all really got feisty going into the final chicane. So you see Rowland versus Wehrlein side by side. Tictum got the better of Barnard. Barnard had more momentum but no room to use it because there was a Porsche right in front of him. And then down into the next part of the circuit, this is where it kicked off. So Mortara's going to go clattering into the back of Taylor Barnard. Barnard with broken suspension straight into the wall.
Let's see what happens at the restart.
Rowland's bolted, he's gone early, he had to, didn't he, going into the final corner. So across the timing line we go to begin the last lap of racing under green flag conditions. Rowland it is that leads from Pascal Wehrlein, and no surprise at all there for Oliver Rowland. He is pushing on as hard as he can to try and not allow an opportunity for Wehrlein, or indeed maybe Tictum, to attack. So we come down now into the final chicane. An imperious performance once again from Oliver Rowland, who's going to win this one in Nissan's backyard. Oliver Rowland takes victory in Tokyo ahead of Pascal Wehrlein and Dan Tictum. A phenomenal race, and the late race safety car really changing the complexion of it. And again, it is Oliver Rowland who takes victory in season 11. His 4th win of the year. Absolutely phenomenal. The race results from a fast, frenetic and chaotic Tokyo E-Prix here on Sunday sees Oliver Rowland taking his 4th victory of the season ahead of Pascal Wehrlein, who now moves to within 2nd of the Drivers' Championship. Dan Tictum, his first visit to the podium in his 57th start in Formula E ahead of Jake Dennis, who made up 10 places from where he lined up on the grid. A great top 5 for Lucas de Grassi in Yamaha's home race ahead of Byrne, Cassidy, Bird, Buemi and then Maximilian Günther rounding out the points finishers.
It was crazy. I honestly didn't do a great job with my attack mode in the beginning. I dropped too far back, and then I got behind Nick, which was also in 350, so it stopped me from going forward. And I was a little bit regretting that at one point when I was like down in 5th or 6th. But I decided to roll the ball and go with the 6 minutes quite early, and it paid off quite well. And I just managed to get Pascal, and then I was obviously a bit fortunate because I was quite low on energy to get the safety car. But yeah, no words.
So the championship standings after the halfway point of the season sees Oliver Rowland having a comfortable cushion now over Pascal Wehrlein in the Drivers' World Championship. Da Costa and Barnard failing to score today, moving them down to 3rd and 4th place respectively. Dennis leapfrogs De Vries and Mortara. Verne also moving up the standings as well. Yasuhiro Kiyoki, the governor here in Japan, presenting the winner's trophy to Oliver Rowland, to the delight of Nissan, to the delight of the crowd here in Tokyo, here in Japan, and I'm sure for the celebrations to go long on into the night.